And I have a very deep depth in some of the knowledge and some of the things and the of the topics that they brought out and they preached on. You know, whether it's on justification, sanctification, justification, glorification, salvation, and the knowledge that these folks had in the past, I mean, is astounding. You look at D.L. Moody, for example. D.L. Moody he went from selling shoes to saving souls. This evangelist, and he was not seminary trained. And whenever he was invited by Charles Spurgeon, and they crossed paths over to go into to London over there and stuff and preach. My goodness, they were astonished. See all of this here. These are books. These are books. Well, Moody, I think between 10 and 20,000 books he had studied and read. His Bible is totally wore out. If you look at his Bible, and if you study on D.L. Moody a little bit, you'll be like, wow, wow, wow. But his was about evangelism. His was about telling people, you know, the good news. He really didn't lay down and go to bed at night unless he had witnessed to somebody and preached to them about Jesus. He was that convicted. And, you know, Moody Institute that came about, and et cetera, et cetera. But I'm trying to salt in here these other folks besides John Wesley. I'm trying to lead you in to things that will help you. And you're like, will help me? Yes, it will help you. It will help you when you study and learn on these folks that labored. I just went over and I preached this past Sunday, and Noel Shaw, who wrote Bringing in the Sheaves in the 1700s, and there's something so profound about Noel Shaw, with him being preaching the gospel, and that was ironically the last song that he wrote, because there was a railroad accident and he died, and this was in the late 1700s. Well, what's so profound about Noel Shaw is he baptized 11,000 souls. You'd think about that in the late 1700s. So that famous hymnal, and but in his ministry and preaching the gospel, leading people to Christ, baptizing 11,000 souls. That's pretty profound, folks. And hundreds of thousands of people are attributed to Wesley, hundreds of thousands to George Whitfield, hundreds of thousands to D.L. Moody, you know, these other folks in history. And then there's another gentleman by the name of Charles Finney. Now, I'm not getting into all their doctrine and theology and what they believe, and that's wrong, and this is wrong, and that's right. I'm just telling you part of history, historical fact,